History often paints its heroes in grand strokes: fearless warriors, ruthless conquerors, and tireless kings. But once in a while, a figure rises above the usual mold, a leader not just skilled with a sword, but also with a smile. One of those rare legends was Saladin, a name that even his enemies uttered with admiration. So buckle up, history buffs, because we're about to dive into 10 incredible, surprising, and delightfully weird facts about the man who turned medieval warfare into a masterclass in strategy and kindness. Number 10. From teen soldier to Middle Eastern maestro. Saladin was born in 1137 in Tikrit, Iraq, a region steeped in political unrest. Growing up during the intense struggle between Crusaders and Muslim rulers, he witnessed firsthand how chaotic leadership could tear nations apart. As a young Sunni Muslim, he wasn't exactly lounging around binge-watching camel races. By age 14, he had already enlisted under his formidable uncle, Shirkuh, an officer for the powerful Nur ad-Din, ruler of Syria. Under his uncle's command, Saladin joined campaigns in Egypt, fighting against Crusaders and rival Muslim factions. These experiences hardened him quickly. When Nur ad-Din died in 1174, Saladin, then a seasoned warrior, moved swiftly to secure Egypt, Syria, and parts of northern Africa. Most kids at 14 are worried about pop quizzes. Saladin was plotting how to run an empire. Number 9. The kind conqueror of Jerusalem. In 1187, after the decisive Battle of Hattin, where he crushed the Crusader army and captured King Guy of Lusignan, Saladin made his move on Jerusalem. But here's where the story takes an unexpected turn. Unlike the bloodbath unleashed by Crusaders in 1099, where tens of thousands of Muslims and Jews were butchered, Saladin offered terms of peaceful surrender. He allowed Christians to ransom themselves, and for those who couldn't afford it, many were granted mercy through negotiations. He even spared the Christian holy sites, ensuring that pilgrims could still visit them safely. Chroniclers like William of Tyre and Baha ad-Din marvel at Saladin's generosity. At a time when victory usually meant rivers of blood, Saladin chose empathy over brutality, which honestly feels like a massive cheat code for medieval warfare. Number 8. Sunni spirit, the religious reformer. Before Saladin, Egypt was ruled by the Fatimid Caliphate, a Shia dynasty that had dominated the region for over 200 years. But Saladin, a devout Sunni Muslim, began to slowly unravel Fatimid power without provoking outright rebellion. He replaced Shia religious officials with Sunni clerics, reinstated Sunni practices in mosques, and even revived the Abbasid Caliph's name in Friday prayers, a major political move. After the death of the last Fatimid Caliph in 1171, Saladin officially abolished the Shia Caliphate in Egypt. This cemented Egypt's shift back into Sunni Islam, a religious transformation that had long-lasting effects for centuries to come. It's safe to say Saladin didn't just conquer land, he conquered hearts and minds like a medieval marketing genius. Number 7. Mastermind of the Arab world. Saladin was never just a fighter, he was a scholar with a battlefield hobby. While assisting his uncle, he devoured lessons in Arab history, poetry, and Islamic law, and had a deep appreciation for the intricate bloodlines of Arab and Kurdish nobility. His ability to memorize historical precedents and predict political moves made him a strategist par excellence. By the time he ascended to power, Saladin knew every rival's weakness, every kingdom's grudge, and every warlord's ambition. His charisma and intellectual sharpness helped him rally fragmented Islamic states against a common enemy, the Crusaders. It's like he was playing a never-ending game of risk and winning. Number 6. The Great Islamic Unifier. Most rulers were busy backstabbing their cousins or starting petty wars over pasture lands, but Saladin aimed higher. He envisioned a unified Islamic front strong enough to repel Crusader advances. Through diplomacy, marriage alliances, and of course, battlefield victories, he expanded his realm from Egypt to Syria, parts of Mesopotamia, and the Hijaz region encompassing Mecca and Medina, the holiest cities in Islam. Uniting such a vast and diverse area wasn't easy. He had to placate jealous emirs, skeptical scholars, and even sometimes his own family members. His greatest achievement wasn't just his military prowess, but forging a cohesive identity across Muslim lands when infighting was the norm. modern political leaders could definitely take a few notes. Number 5. The Third Crusade, a taxing situation. News of Jerusalem's fall to Saladin hit Europe like a medieval version of a Twitter meltdown. Pope Gregory VIII immediately called for a new crusade, and European monarchs including England's Richard the Lionheart, France's Philip II, and Germany's Emperor Frederick Barbarossa answered the call. But wars cost gold, and lots of it. Enter the Saladin tithe, an extraordinary tax levied across England and France, demanding 10% of income and movable goods from every citizen, except the clergy and knights. The burden was so heavy it sparked riots in some towns. Ironically, while Europeans were emptying their pockets, Saladin was generously rebuilding Jerusalem's walls, schools, hospitals, and mosques, real estate upgrades Crusaders ironically would later appreciate. Number 4. Saladin versus the Assassins, literally. The Nizari Ismailis, also known as the Assassins, were a fearsome, secretive sect based in mountain fortresses across Persia and Syria. Famous for their stealth and dedication, they tried to kill Saladin not once, but twice. On one occasion, they infiltrated his camp, nearly stabbing him before his bodyguards intervened. Furious yet strategic, Saladin launched a military expedition against their stronghold at Mashaf. Legend says he even woke one morning to find a dagger stabbed into the ground beside his bed, a warning from the assassins. Instead of fighting a costly siege, Saladin negotiated a truce, proving once again that sometimes brains win where brawn cannot. Number 3. More scholar than soldier. While it's tempting to picture Saladin as a sword-swinging action hero, he actually spent significant time studying religion, philosophy, and law. Biographers note that he could recite entire passages of the Quran from memory and was deeply committed to Islamic education. He founded schools and madrasas across Cairo, Damascus, and Jerusalem, emphasizing Sunni theological learning. His devotion wasn't shallow either, it inspired trust among religious scholars and clerics, who often vouched for his sincerity. In a world where rulers usually paid lip service to religion, Saladin's faith was seen as refreshingly authentic. Imagine your general moonlighting as a university dean. That's the level of multitasking we're talking about. Number 2. A chivalrous gentleman, even in war. Saladin's treatment of his enemies became the stuff of legend. When Richard the Lionheart fell ill during the Third Crusade, Saladin sent him fresh fruit, cold water, and even his personal physician. When Richard's horse was killed in battle, Saladin sent him 2 new ones, ensuring the fight remained fair. Medieval chroniclers, both Christian and Muslim, marveled at his acts of generosity. Even after brutal battles, he would often allow captured knights to go free if they swore not to take arms against him again. In an era where prisoners were routinely tortured or executed, Saladin's clemency stood out like a daisy in a minefield. Number 1. The death of a legend. Saladin's death in March 1193 marked the end of a remarkable era. Despite ruling over vast wealth and lands when he died in Damascus, it was discovered that he had given away nearly all his personal fortune to charity. He didn't even leave enough money for a grand tomb. His burial was modest, reflecting his lifelong humility. His tomb in Damascus, near the Umayyad Mosque, became a pilgrimage site for admirers around the world, and remains so to this day. His legacy transcended religion, as even Christian chroniclers like Ernul praised him for his honor and nobility. In short, Saladin lived like a king, but died like a saint. And that wraps up the incredible story of Saladin. If you found this video as fascinating as I did, smash that like and subscribe to the channel if you want more amazing stories. From the wild and wonderful world of history, we've got plenty more coming your way. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Stay awesome, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video.